Alright, so this game is probably one of the most decisive games in the series. Some people say it's their favorite, some people say it's their least favorite, some people have it in the middle of the road. There's a lot to be said about this game here. So I'll just tell you guys my story about it. I got it when it came out, I believe at Best Buy. I was having a really shitty day. I mean, I remember like I was like really that was like that year was really shitty for high school and stuff like that. So yeah, I remember I was so excited for this game. And yeah, I finally got to play Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. And you know what? I remember actually having fun playing it when I did get to play it. When I did get home after that shitty day at school. Yeah, let's talk about the game. So overall, the opening is probably one of the best openings in the series. I don't know, but it's up there with Sly 2 and Sly 1. Like great opening to the series. Like that original run mission, I thought was really fun. I do agree that like some of the story has some missteps in it, but I will say the story does have a few missteps in it. But the gameplay overall is a lot of fun. It just kind of like you kind of wish Sucker Punch made this game, but Sanzaru did their best. They just did not make a coherent story. They're fans of the series, but they just made some strange choices with the whole. With some plot errors in it. And yeah, so I played the first level, and it's a really fun level. Turning Japanese is a very, very fun level. It's a beautiful level. They bring the clue bottles back, which is awesome. The music is really good in it. The opening actually has music from all three games, the first three Sly Cooper games. So that's really, really cool that they did that. And yeah, I mean, the gameplay, it takes a little bit to get used to. It's not as fluid as the first three, but you get used to it over time, and it's a lot of fun getting to play as Sly Cooper's ancestors. They were so hyped up in the original trilogy that it's awesome just to finally play as them. And yeah, I'm really having fun playing this game right now. It's just one of those games you can just put on and just have fun and not really worry about your life problems. So yeah, I mean, another thing I guess I should say that I find a bit of a negative about it is you don't really understand like the story structure of the levels. Like in Sly 2, they had a perfect story structure. Sly 1 had a perfect story structure for the levels, and Sly 3 just kind of you get confused on what you're doing in the level, and it's the same thing here. It's like you just have no idea what the fuck's going on or why you're doing these missions and stuff or how it adds to the final operation. But overall, the missions are pretty fun, and playing as Ryoichi was a lot of fun. So I'll be back after I play a few more levels, and we can talk about more of it. Okay, so I just beat Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, and I don't know, I guess I would say I have really a mixed response to it. So I guess we'll go over the negative first, because then we'll talk about the positive and everything I like, because that'd be a better way to end off than just going through all the negative stuff, and then everyone just remembers the negative stuff. So, let's start with that. The story for this game really wasn't very good. It's not that it had a very simple story, and it should just stay to a very simple story. And it ends on a cliffhanger, as most people know by now. And that was a really bad move, because we haven't gotten a Sly Cooper game in, 8-9 years now? So, bad move on that part. The characters, they all kind of act like cartoon characters of themselves. Like, they don't really act anything like they do in the original games. Not that they don't, but just that, like, they really cartoon things up for this game, to say the least. And yeah, that's really all there is to really say about the story. It just wasn't as good. It stops making sense a lot of the time, and yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say about it outside of that. And so that's really it for negatives. Another negative I would say is that it doesn't, like, Sly Cooper, in Sly 2, you could play multiple missions as multiple different characters, and you didn't have to play through the game the exact same way every time, or whatever. Whereas this one, it's like you have to play the mission that is required of you to play, which I didn't like as much. Not that it's bad, but it's just kind of like, oh, now I have to play as this character. But not that any character is actually not fun to play as, but yeah, I didn't like that as much as I didn't like Sly 2. Anything else really? Those are really my only really big negatives. I don't really have as much fun playing it. It just feels like a really long-winded game for some reason. There's only like five levels, but just I don't know, maybe it's just not as exciting for me to play as when you're not as invested. Oh, the villains, I didn't even mention that. All the villains are just not very good. So you're not invested in any of the story at all, but, so, that kind of sucks. But, the gameplay, so it's getting to the positives, the gameplay is pretty fun, like, getting to go and run around whole the whole field and stuff like that is a lot of fun. The outdoor area is a lot of fun to explore and go and do your thiefiness around, but you don't really feel like a thief in this game as much as you did in like Sly 2 and 1, so I gotta stop doing that. Anyways, yeah, that was probably one of the best parts of the game. I like the clue bottles being back. I like playing as the ancestors. It's really cool to see them, even if they're not all really unique. They're still cool to see. Playing as Murray and Bentley isn't so bad, but that's really about it. The gameplay was actually pretty fun. I mean, like, if you didn't play the first 3 Sly Cooper games, or you didn't like get really attached to them, like me, obviously, this game's probably like really fun for you. But if you're like a huge Sly Cooper fan and you love the story and you love the gameplay of Sly 2 and Sly 1, and you just love the original trilogy, this kind of might be a kind of a misstep for you in the series. Easy enough to say that, yeah, I mean, like, this is easily my least favorite one to go and play through. Whenever I get to Sly 3, it's still, like, I still have fun playing through Sly 3, and it's still a breeze to play through. Whereas this one, it just felt really long, and I just didn't seem as interested in playing it as I did the others, and, yeah, it misses that film noir heist style that the Sly Cooper series should be known for, but it takes the series in a different direction. And this is really what this game was, because I wanted to mention this, is it was actually just a PSP game. That's what this game was supposed to be. I know that sounds weird, but that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a PSP game. No one talks about that. It was just a spin-off title to go on the PSP for you to meet the ancestors and stuff, and then they'd eventually come back to Sly 4. That's what this was supposed to be. The original trilogy was supposed to end. Sly Cooper was supposed to go to the PSP, and that's how the series was supposed to, and that should have been the end of it, really. That's how it should have just went. And that's the truth. It would have ended there, and we would never have gotten the game on the PS3. So that's the truth about this game, is that it was supposed to just be a PSP game. That's it. That's kind of the sad thing about it, is that you would have got your 3 games, you would have got your spin-off title on the PSP, and that would have been it. And Sucker Punch would have been able to move on to the PS3 on Infamous. That's why they did that, is because they were done the Sly Cooper series, and they would have had 4 games made, 1 portable, and there you go. That would have been the series. So that's it. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Good, bad. I really have mixed feelings on it. Overall, I do have fun playing it, but the story sucks. It's not very good. The characters act super cartoony and all over the place, and the villains aren't very good. But the graphics do look good. The game is still fun to play, even though it has some missteps, but it's probably the least fun to play of the series. But I do like the collectible treasures and stuff like that, and little Easter eggs are really fun and cool. So I obviously am really mixed on this game. So yeah, that's it for my Sly Cooper videos. So I don't really know where I'm going to go from here. I don't know if I'm going to go with Ratchet and Clank, if I'm going to go to Infamous. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm releasing vlogs again. Stay tuned. I got an unboxing one coming up on Friday here. And peace out, guys.